when will be the hour. Shaykh Salih al-Fawzan, he say, al-amarat. The word amarat is the plural form of amara, which mean alama, sign. Right? That which indicates something. Something that indicates something. Right? For instance, you come and you asking me, hey, do you know brother so and so? Right? I say, I don't know him. I don't know brother so. He said, no, he prays here. Right? What's the next question you would ask? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Barakallahu feek. You say how he look like. Describe him to me. Right? Meaning give me the description so I can say, oh, you talking about, oh, he's the brother that be making the coffee. I say, enough said. We know who that is, right? Or you give him description, barakallahu feekum, to allow you to know who are you talking about. So he asked him about when is the hour. He said, I don't know. But he said, give me signs of the hereafter. Signs of the hour. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in here, he mentioned antalida. It is that al-ama, that the slave girl will give birth to her mistress, to her owner. So he mentioned here a very important issue. He said, amma al-imara. Al-imara with the kasra. Not al-amara. Not al-amara. Because what amara is what? Bifatha fil hamza. Al-amara. But rather al-imara bi kasrat al-hamza. Having a kasra on it. It mean imara mean what? The leadership. Al-imara meaning what? The leadership. Like we would say, as-sam'a wa ta'a li waliyul amr. Right? Al-imara is the leadership. Right? You say the leadership of this country, or the leadership of this company, or the leadership of this society, or what the likes of this, right? So al-imara bi kasra, fahiya al-wilaya. It is that which is the leadership. So he mentioned, Shaykh Salih al-Fawzan, he say, that Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam asked the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to give him the signs of their coming of their hour. He say, meaning signs that are showing to the closeness of the establishment of the hour. Signs that I can see to know that the hour is very close. The closeness of the hour, of the establishment of the hour. He said, indeed, the hour has signs. We don't know when, but there are signs. That anytime we see those signs, you will say, well, the hour is very close. Well, the hour is very close. And there is a question that it was asked to few of the scholars, rahimahumullah, and from those who are leaving, may Allah have and give them firmness and thabat. It was about the eclipse, right? The eclipse, whether it is a solar or the lunar eclipse, right? Al-kusuf or al-khusuf, right? It is al-kusuf or al-khusuf, right? Because in English we say what? Eclipse, right? Whether it is lunar or solar. But in Arabic you say kusuf wal-khusuf, to make the difference between the eclipse, the solar, and the lunar. They ask about, okay, does it mean because that there is happening very frequently happening, is that a sign of the nearness or the closeness of the establishment of the hour? Why? Because the question is very important. Because the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, during his time, there was only one eclipse. Only one eclipse during the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It happened on the 8th year after the Hijrah. Only one. But now, yes, even in the Asian region, they had yesterday they had one. Right? Last year, was it last year? We had one last year in this area in America, right? So, and I think like the year before last or a few years ago, same thing. So how it is coming in repetition. So some people, they say this is, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as we study this, that why is it? What is the wisdom behind the eclipse? Which is what? يُخَوِّفُ اللَّهُ بِهِ عِبَادَهُ. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is putting fear, is making the people to have fear by way of that. Putting fear in the hearts of the people by way of that. So the people, they can have fear of Allah by way of, barakallah, observing the eclipse and the likes of this. So here he mentioned, hafidhahullah, he said, al-alama, aw al-alamat, allati tadullu ala qurbi qiyamiha. So inform me of those information or those signs that will prove to me, or that would be a proof for the closeness of the establishment of the hour. Naam, as-sa'a laha amarat. Shaykh Salih Fawzan, he said, yes, indeed, the hour has signs. وَقَدْ بَيَّنَّهَا اللَّهُ سُبْحَانَهُ وَتَعَالَى. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has clarified this. Minha amarat saghira. You have those signs that are minor signs. Number one. So you have the minor signs. وَمِنْهَا عَلَامَات كَبِيرَةً. You have major signs. You have minor signs and you have major signs. وَمِنْهَا مُتَوَسِّطَةً. And you have signs that are in between. Intermediary signs. In between them. Right? Meaning after the minor one, you have the middle one. And after the middle one, you have the major one. Right? The major one. So the Shaykh hafidhahullah tabaraka wa ta'ala, he say, minha alamat. And you have signs. He say, muqarabatu lis-sa'ah. That are very close to the hour. Takunu inda qiyam as-sa'ah. That will happen. That will happen very shortly. Shortly before the establishment of the hour. There are things that will happen shortly before the establishment of the hour. He say, takunu qariban min qiyamiha. That will be very close to what? To the establishment of the hour. He mentioned, amma al-alamat al-ukhra, as the other signs of the hour, فَإِنَّهَا مُتَقَدِّمَةً. They will come before the hour. They will come before the hour. Not like the signs that are the major signs. Those major signs, they will come right before the hour. Amma the other ones, they will come a little bit before the hour. Shaykh Salih al-Fawzan hafidhahullah ta'ala, he mentioned, he said, al-ulama yaquluna, the scholars, they say, alamatu sa'a, the signs of the hour, ala thalathati anwa', it is of three types. It is of three types. He say, here they are. Alamatu as-saghira, it is those signs that are the minor signs. Wa mutaqaddimatun, and they are coming right before. Right before. Wa alamat mutawasitah, and you have intermediary ones, middle ones, right? Those who are in between. Wa alamatul kabira, and you have signs that are from the major signs. You have from the major signs. He said al alamatu saghira, those from the minor ones, the minor signs. والعلامات المتوسطة كلها حصلت أو حصلت معظمها. He say these two ones, they already taken place, or most of them took place, meaning the minor signs and the in-between signs, the intermediate ones, the middle ones. He say either they all took place, or most of them already took place. Or most of them took place. He say, amma al-alamat al-kubra, as in regard to the major signs, and he is giving us examples of the major signs. We will take those and inshallah ta'ala we'll close. Number one from those that he gave as example from the alamat al-kabira, from the major signs, he say, ka-dhuhuri ad-dajjal, like the appearance of ad-dajjal, the Antichrist. That's how you call him? Antichrist? Antichrist. Chris is French. The Antichrist. The Antichrist. Right? Ka-dhuhuri ad-dajjal, like the appearance of the Antichrist. Wa nuzulu Isa, and the coming down of Jesus Christ. The coming down of Isa ibn Maryama, Isa the son of Mary, coming down, and we all know when and where and how he will come down. Why? Because of what? Allah, the one that created Isa, that raised Isa, is the one that informed the Messenger Muhammad how Isa is coming down because he haven't died. Isa did not die. And in the Quran, kullu nafsin dha'iqatul maut, that every soul that shall test what? Death. So if he was born, he lived, and he didn't die yet, that he will come back, barakallahu fikum. And then after that he will do what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow him to do. Then he will live with the Muslims, do what he will do with the Muslims against the disbelievers, and then he will die. And the believers, the Muslims, will bury him, give him the janazah, pray over him, and then barakallahu fikum, bury him in the cemetery of the believers. Now this is established and this is affirmed, barakallahu fikum. So the number 2 was the nuzulu Isa. What do Isa and Ad-Dajjal have in common? Baka. No, I say, hear the question first. What do they have in common? Hear the question first. What do they have in common? Huh? No, the coming down is Isa. Coming down. Coming down. When you say coming down is what? From the descending. Coming down is when you right up and you coming down. Dajjal is not coming down. He will appear. Coming down means Isa is coming from up, coming down. But they have something in common, Abu Sufyan. Santa. They all have something in common, which is Al-Masih. But is it the same Masih? The word is the same though. The word is the same, Masih, Messiah. But does it mean the same? Muhammad. What's the difference? You say they don't mean the same, right? Okay, what's the difference? Abu. May Allah give you good. Ameen. Sulaiman. Allah yubarik fiqh. May Allah give you a good offsprings. Ameen. What do they have? What is their difference? Just rephrase it. Just, you started good, but it's you made a slight left. Speak a little louder. What the Masih is the same, but what is it that is the opposite of it? Abu Zura? It's not, it's Omar. Well, this is true. What you're saying is the truth. But the word, when you say Masihud Dajjal and you say Masih Isa ibn Maryam, they all have the same word Masih. But what is the difference between Abdurrahman? You always, the start was nice. The start was nice. The start was. Let your father bail you out. May Allah love him. Okay. And then Isa is known to call to the truth. Very good. Here, the word Masih, when you're talking about Al-Masih in regard to Isa, it is because of fi siyahati da'wah. Shuf siyahati da'wah. In the field of da'wah. Right? In the field of da'wah. But when you are talking, because in the field of calling to Allah. But when you talk about the Masih al-Dajjal, it is called Masih because of how much he lied. And because of how fast he traveled throughout the earth. These are two words spelled the same, but their realities are different. You can have two words, they are the same, but their meaning might be different. That is why two things can share the same word, but their realities are different. Right? He could be Abu Bakr. He is Abu Bakr, he is Abu Bakr. Both of them are Abu Bakr. Right? Are they the same? Abu, are you the same with him? No, you're not, barakallah fiqh. May Allah give you above good. So this is the difference between the word Masih in Isa and the word Masih